Imagine a combat scenario where an entire carrier strike group becomes completely vulnerable in less than 20 seconds because a salvo of sea-skimming missiles is screaming toward them at Mach 3. This is the exact strategic reality that the Indian Navy delivered to the Indian Ocean region on June 21, 2026. At the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Yard in Kolkata, Prime Minister Narendra Modi officially commissioned the brand new stealth frigate INS Dunagiri into active service. This deployment is not a routine patrol upgrade, because it leaves rival maritime forces exposed and strategically defenseless along the critical choke points of the Bay of Bengal. Leading global defense analysts argue that, on paper, the only tactical salvation for opposing fleets would be to completely rewrite their naval doctrines to counter this deployment. Operating under the ambitious Project 17 program, the 6,670-ton INS Dunagiri enters the theater fully armed with the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system. By achieving a remarkable domestic manufacturing rate of over 75%, India has successfully transformed this platform into a lethal missile monster that operates independently of vulnerable foreign supply chains. Flying at 3 times the speed of sound and dropping to an altitude of just 3 meters above the water during its terminal phase, the BrahMos missile makes traditional air defense networks practically useless. For geopolitical competitors tracking this deployment from June 2026 onward, the sudden activation of INS Dunagiri turns the volatile sea lanes into a highly restricted zone. Can any modern surface fleet truly survive an encounter with a low-flying supersonic threat? Or has India just rendered conventional naval defense obsolete? Before we go on, if you want to stay ahead of the latest deep dives into global military technology, hit that subscribe button right now. And tell me where you are watching from. To truly grasp the lethal architecture of this newly commissioned stealth platform, we must dissect the high-technology weapon suite that defines its immense combat capability. The foundation of this warship's offense relies on an 8-cell vertical launch system dedicated entirely to the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Traveling at a sustained velocity of Mach 3, the kinetic energy delivered upon impact is so devastating that global defense analysts argue it can functionally neutralize a modern cruiser without even detonating its warhead. During its critical terminal phase, the missile utilizes extreme sea-skimming maneuvers, dropping to a mere 3 meters above the ocean surface to effectively blind enemy tracking systems. With the latest 2026 technical upgrades implemented by the Indian Navy, the effective combat radius of this supersonic threat has been officially extended well beyond 400 kilometers. To operate this massive destructive potential, the vessel integrates an advanced Israeli-manufactured technology known as the IAI ELM-2, reading 48 MF-star active electronically scanned array radar. This stealth multi-function radar system utilizes 4 fixed antenna faces mounted on the main superstructure to provide continuous 360-degree coverage, allowing the crew to track more than 100 tactical targets simultaneously at distances exceeding 250 kilometers. In terms of defensive layered protection, the warship is armed with a 32-cell vertical launch system carrying Barak 8 medium-range surface-to-air missiles. This advanced radar and missile combination creates an impenetrable aerial umbrella that successfully shields the vessel against incoming anti-ship missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, and precision-guided munitions. For anti-submarine operations, the platform deploys the sophisticated Humseng hull mounted sonar system developed by Bharat Electronics Limited, synchronized with two RBU-6000 anti-submarine rocket launchers and twin lightweight torpedo tubes. This extensive integration of sensors and strike weapons allows the vessel to penetrate contested maritime environments, establishing a dominant combat zone that heavily penalizes any surface or subsurface challenger. The deployment of this stealth platform directly serves the broader strategic objectives of New Delhi to transform the critical maritime gateways of the Indian Ocean into a secure zone. By permanently positioning this warship near the Malacca Strait and the Bay of Bengal, the Indian Navy establishes a formidable stealth checkpoint along global trade routes, where 80% of energy shipments for East Asian nations must pass. The ability to deploy supersonic strike weapons like the BrahMos missile from an unobservable platform creates a significant tactical dilemma for competing fleets operating Type 052D destroyers in the region. Furthermore, this modular construction process achieved by the Garden Reach shipyard demonstrates that India can rapidly expand its deep-sea presence without facing the severe supply chain delays that impacted earlier imported platforms like the INS Tamil project. However, leading international naval experts emphasize that this sophisticated missile vessel still possesses severe technological vulnerabilities that could undermine its long-term combat endurance. The primary tactical blind spot stems directly from its advanced propulsion plant, which integrates two massive General Electric LM2500 gas turbines. Because these critical turbine components are manufactured under specific American licensing agreements, any sudden shift in international political relations could disrupt the supply of spare parts and cripple the warship's operational readiness. Additionally, unexpected development delays regarding the integration of a domestic towed array sonar system leave the stern of the ship exposed to hostile submarine incursions. While the hull-mounted sonar performs adequately in shallow coastal regions, the lack of a deep-water towed sensor array means that advanced nuclear attack submarines like the Type 093 class could potentially track and target the vessel from deep underwater valleys before the ship can deploy its weapon systems. Looking ahead into the next 6 months of 2026, the newly commissioned INS Dunagiri is scheduled to enter its most intensive operational evaluation phase to achieve full operational capability status. Naval planners indicate that the stealth warship will lead a major long-range deployment into the southern expanses of the Indian Ocean, culminating in a highly anticipated live-fire exercise to validate the extended range capabilities of its BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system. Furthermore, international defense observers confirm that the vessel will serve as a primary tactical asset during the multinational Malabar 2026 naval exercises scheduled for later this year. This deployment will provide a critical real-world test for the warship's combat systems, allowing the Indian Navy to practice real-time tactical data sharing with carrier strike groups from the United States, Japan, and Australia under the framework of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. Ultimately, the successful deployment of INS Dunagiri offers a profound lesson regarding the evolution of modern maritime warfare. It demonstrates that the traditional metric of naval dominance is no longer defined by the sheer size of a fleet, but by the integration of low observable hull designs with high-velocity precision strike weapons that leave traditional air defenses practically obsolete. By fielding a domestic warship capable of launching Mach 3 threats from a stealth platform, New Delhi has effectively altered the rules of engagement in the Indo-Pacific region, signaling that any hostile intrusion into these waters will be met with immediate and overwhelming supersonic retaliation. As India continues to rapidly expand its indigenously built surface fleet, a critical question remains for the future of naval engineering. Can traditional surface combatants adapt their defense networks to survive against multi-directional supersonic missile salvos? Or has the era of the conventional blue water navy officially come to an end? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.